Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I decided since we are going back to work soon, or some of you are going into internship, practicum, a bunch of things, someone commented and gave me a great idea of how to stay organized as a school psychologist. And I'm like, wait, I never even thought to make a video about this until they asked how I organize everything. So I thought this is the perfect time to make a video on that so that you guys can prepare before jumping in to work. That sounds interesting to you? Stay tuned. Also, before we get into it, I am wearing a tank because I don't know where you are all at, but it is way too hot outside. 90s, feeling like 109, 110 degrees. So bear with me while I am just wearing tank top because it's way too hot in here. Anyway, though, back to why you came here, how to organize. So I personally, in general, I tend to like to write things out, but when it comes to, okay, when do I need to test a kid? What do I need to do with the kid? I like to have that on an Excel sheet, and I'm going to show you how I have it set up. And since I had already set it up my first year, I just pretty much take that each year, get rid of all of the names, and then use it again. So once you make it, it's very easy to continue to use year after year. It's just that initial setup that might be a little annoying, but trust me, it is so helpful in staying organized. And what I do is I set up the Excel sheet. On this side, I will write the kid's name as well as the months of the year, and then going across the top, I put all of the things we have to do. So what was the meeting date? What was the due date? What do I have to do with the kid? And I organize that by putting in X's and different color codes. So let me show you so that I don't confuse you all. Okay, so I just added in this name and fake date just now. Otherwise, you can see that this is completely blank. So I like to write each month and just go across giving it a color, any color. May is a dark color, but I just want it to stand out, right? And then across the top, like I said, student name, due date, meeting date. I have cognitive and achievement because we do the cognitive and achievement testing in my school. And then I have the teacher rating scale / social emotional. If I'm going to do any student rating scales, where I'm at in Virginia, we have to do the Medicaid and a Wizard, so that might not apply to you, but we do that after we finish testing the kid. And then I also have, if I uploaded it online, and the physical copy. And for me personally, I have the reread section because how I write out my reports is I'll write it really fast in a day or two, and then after that I take a day break and I go back to it and I reread it then. So even if I have everything written out, I like to have that little reread box because I will know, like, oh, did I just write this or did I actually go back and reread it, and now I can go and upload it online or print out a physical copy. Okay, so back to this. So let's hypothetically say we just had a meeting on August 30th and the student's name was Jane Joe. That's what I will have right here, okay? So I don't even test a kid until I get the consent. So what I write in here before I get consent, in all caps, I will put in no consent. And then I just go here and I usually like to highlight it all in red. So I know don't even do anything yet because the kid did not give their consent form. Now, meanwhile, I know that when they do put in their consent form, let's say this is a full evaluation, right? So I want to do a cognitive test and I like to use the WISC. So I will put in parentheses an X because that means that it's not complete for me. And that means that whenever I do test the kid, I want to do the WISC. For my achievement, I tend to like to do the Wyatt, so I will do that. And also, again, I will put that big red X, meaning that's not complete. So let's say that this is a small kid, right? And I'm not going to do a student rating scale. I will show you what I do for that. But I usually want to do a teacher rating scale. So I'm going to put X, and let's just say there were some concerns about ADHD. So I want to put in the Connors, okay? And then I also just want to know how the kid's doing overall. So I might throw in the Basque as well. And there were some, just to rule out intellectual disability, I also want to do the ABASC, okay? So I'm going to put another parenthesis here. Now, if the kid's in middle school, I like to get these rating scales from a bunch of different teachers. So next to each of those rating scales that I put in, I'll also usually put a dash and then the teacher's name. Now, I'm pretending that this kid in particular is an elementary school student and they only have one teacher, so I'm not putting the teacher's name. But regardless, when I get the teacher's name, I still like to put in who I'm giving it to. So since this is hypothetically an elementary school student, I will only have that one teacher there. And like I said, I'm not going to put anything in the student rating since they're so young. I'm not going to do a student rating scale, but if I did, I would put that there. And again, since I had just started this student, I will put an X for these because I wouldn't have been able to upload it online or make a physical copy or reread it. Now going back to the student, let's say that we did get consent. I didn't put anything for this example on the due date because usually in my school at least, we are given the due date when we have the meeting, or we also are given a sheet that has all the due dates on there, so I'll put that in there. I can make a fake due date, so you know what, I'll do that just for the purposes of this video. All right, so I have my made up due date, and like I said, I got the consent form, so I got rid of the part here that said no consent, and the only things I have put in red are the things that I did not do yet. So as I slowly test them, so if I did do the whisk and all I did was test them, but I didn't actually write it out yet, this is what I'm going to put in here. I change it to need to write, and up to you, but you can also format it up here and auto fit the width, and then it's going to do that. So that's signaling to me that, okay, I did actually complete the testing with the kid, but it's yellow because it's not complete yet. I still need to go and put it inside of a report form now. So my own personal color coding scheme is red means not complete at all. Yellow usually means I did something, but it's not totally finished yet, while the green means it's complete. When a student is completely finished, it will look like this. I'll just have complete, complete, complete in green, and going all the way across, it will be complete, okay? And usually, if I'm being honest, the Medicaid and the wizard over here, I have read for a long time because I do that last. So if you want to know the order that I usually do, I will usually do the testing first, because if the student's there, I want to make sure that I have that testing, and I can always write later from home if I absolutely needed to, but I can't do that with the testing. So I try to do the achievement and the IQ first. But before I even do that, I send in the teacher rating scales, because I know some teachers like to take a long time. So I want to put that in before I even get the student, test the student. If the teacher still didn't give me the rating scales within a week, I'll try to remind them. If it's 2 weeks, I'll go to their class and remind them. And then if it's getting close to the time where it's due and I have everything else written, I'm going in there in the morning and after school. It's like, I don't want to annoy you guys, but I need to get this part done. Then after that is when I write the whole report, go back and reread it. Once it's reread, that's when that complete goes to the reread section, and then that's when I will usually upload it online, because everyone that has access to it online will have it. So I'll put it online, and then I'll make the physical copies. And if there's a lot of kids, I'll get to the Medicaid and wizard a little later. If there isn't, and there's only one, then I like to just get it done real quick, because it only takes a couple of seconds. It's just one of those little annoying things that you have to do. But that is how I organize my assessments and make sure that I have everything when they're due. And of course, I put them in order, so I put them in as they come. during that month. So, you know, if I did the meeting in January, I'm going to put them in January. If I didn't have it to February, I'm going to put it in February. Yep, that's pretty much how I organize for the whole year whenever it comes to kids. Obviously, the counseling and everything is different. And if you guys want a video on that, how I organize counseling students or social skills groups or pretty much any of the other kids that I see that's not related to testing, I can do a video on that. It's just, I know that our main part of our job is to assess students. So this is hopefully helpful. And if you have any other ways for how you organize that work for you, please let me know down in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. I appreciate you so much. All right, bye guys.